October 14th, 2008, Detective Bauman was the lead detective assigned the homicide case that took place in the Cottage Manor apartment complex, 119 Ware Avenue. This was the Althea Vasquez homicide, and it was an attempt by the gang, the Bloods, to intimidate witnesses in the barbershop murder case, which was going on at that time in court. Through Oscar's diligence and his interviews and investigation, the suspects were identified, arrested, and charged with the homicide. Good job. Anybody get any ideas about from frying the liquid? Guys, have any questions?
I do.
Next award is the Grand Cordon Award for Detective Steve Wexler, badge number 23, and Detective Sergeant Billy Rodriguez, 207. July 8, 2008, one of our residents was brutally attacked in the area of Forest Avenue, specifically the 300 block of Forest Avenue. The victim, as I recall, was stabbed in the abdomen, fairly high, and probably was only inches away from being a homicide. The victim required serious attention, was taken to Jersey Shore Regional Trauma Center. After numerous interviews and extensive investigation, these detectives identified and arrested the subject responsible for the murder. And also, the individuals who were arrested for this were specifically targeting Orthodox residents of our township because they felt they were easy victims. Later, it was found through investigation and interviews that several of these suspects admitted a previous aggravated assault where they smashed the window of a car and stole a laptop and injured another resident at one of our convenience stores. So, outstanding job, guys. Thank you. Steve, don't go away. Come on up. The next award is another Grand Cordon Award for Detective Steve Wexler, badge number 203. October 9, 2007. It was actually a rabbi who was attacked with a baseball bat in the area of Princeton Avenue and Carey Street. I still have a picture on my desk. This individual was severely beaten, and he was pretty much unrecognizable to his friends and his family. It was through Detective Wexler's interviews and investigation that led to the arrest of the suspect for a brutal attempted murder. Terrific job. Police Officer Rodney Humans, 250, and Officer Alex Guzman, 301, for the life-saving award. June 22nd, 2009. These officers responded to an aggravated assault at the Lakewood High School. It involved a stabbing of one of the students. Upon arrival, the officers discovered a victim who had several stab wounds in the abdomen, who was bleeding profusely. They rendered first aid, and the victim was ultimately flown by helicopter to Jersey Shore Regional Trauma Center. If it was not for these officers' quick actions and their knowledge in first aid, the victim probably would have died. But in reality, he was taken to the hospital in a timely manner, and he has recovered from his wounds. Great job, guys. now we have an exceptional service award for Officer Joshua Spagnuolo, 331, and also a civilian, Mr. Salvatore Lasante. This is really an unbelievable story. This occurred April 12, 2009. Mr. Salvatore Lasante, you mind if I tell him how old you are? Mr. Lasante is 78 years young when he had a frantic call from his neighbor about a fire that occurred in her residence, specifically the bed she was in.
Not like
In
that.
complete disregard to his own safety, he rushed into the blaze. He was able to remove the victim from the burning bed before he was overcome by the smoke himself. Mr. Lasante then exited the residence and provided the officer with the location where the victim was. The officer then retrieved his fire extinguisher and entered the residence. The officer located the victim, who was lifeless on the bedroom floor. The officer used his fire extinguisher to put out the fire and prevented further escalation. Mr. Lasante spent 6 days in ICU. He had severe burns to his hands and significant injury to his lungs, so his survival at times was kind of doubtful. So we certainly would like to commend him as well as the officer for their heroic actions in this case. That's the kind of people we have in this town. Okay, the next award is for meritorious service, and it's for Captain Regnick. For those of you who know Captain Regnick, he's had a long and distinguished service in Lakewood Township. September 6, 2009, Captain Nick responded to a suicidal male who was not only threatening to take his life, but he was also threatening innocent bystanders and the police. I also responded to that scene, and here's another incident where the officers very well may have been justified in using their firearms to take this guy out since he was a threat to the community. However, Captain Nick was on the scene. He directed the officer to stay a safe distance, and Captain Nick actually used his vehicle to bump this individual, knock him down. That's a real art, to bump somebody and knock him down without causing any significant injury. I think only drinking something a few people can do that. You know, somebody must be getting old. He never used to need a vehicle. But he did an outstanding job, and without the loss of any life, and without any significant injury to himself, the victim, or any police officers or civilian. The suspect was taken into custody and was taken down to PES at Kimball. So great, fantastic. Ray, you paid for that hat, you should wear it.
You think I paid for it?
Okay, the next award, I'm sure you're all very familiar with this case.